get mine there. I get mine combed out right.
Well, you got your hair combed
There you
out
go,
right
looking
there.
good.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to not just another fishing show. And I guarantee you, there ain't another one around like this one for sure, because you got a
For
whole panel
facts.
of crazy folks on here as always. Hey, we're glad to have a bunch of guests with us tonight. We got a lot of things to talk about. And appreciate our guest and our co-host. How you doing, Mr. Steve Hooker Thomas, tonight?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Is that the best you got? Are you doing okay? I asked you how you doing, not hey guys, what's up?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just excited for the tournament.
Oh man,
Except I know that you're still dodging me, coming up with more excuses so you don't have to fish against me.
and I'm having operations to keep. I'm so scared of you not.
Yeah, I
What's up,
know.
Randy and Miss Amy? How are y'all doing tonight?
I am great.
And she won't even look good.
As far as I know, she is too. Life seems to be going pretty good right now. Now, if I could just catch some fish.
Should we
You can wait a
should we
week.
use
Hey, you
Amy
can
or
wait
Lee?
a week,
What's
Randy.
gonna make her more happy these days? Y'all, I call her by wrong names all the time to make her upset. So anyway, tonight, everybody, we've got on board Mr. Steve Douglas from Monster Rod Holders. Everybody pretty much knows him and has been in the industry because he's the, as we say, the grandfather of it all, the one that started making all the videos and doing the YouTube stuff before we ever even knew what it was. How you doing tonight, Steve?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
All
How you
right.
guys doing?
Man, doing great, doing great. We got a bunch of people out there on the chat saying hello too. And then we also have from stayingalivestingers.com with their stringers and all the crazy stuff they got to give everybody or to show everybody is Mr. Mark and Matt. How you guys doing?
Awesome, doing well.
Hey, Mark, you got one hair just a little off over there.
Did I? Okay.
There he's got it.
We got it. Okay, good.
Everybody's wondering.
Welcome in. Welcome
What
in,
was
guys.
going on when we started in was Randy was straightening his hair up and they was making fun of it. So Mark thought he'd straighten his hair up or lack of. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys are ready for a great show. And we'll go through we're not going to go through the chat a lot tonight, but we'll say our hellos to everybody out there, oh boy, outdoors. And I appreciate you coming in. Miss Chrissy, she's our host for Saturday, one of our hosts for Saturday. And Two Stands will be the other one. And let's see who else we got in here. Smoky Mountain, all them Smiths. I tell you what, there's more Smiths out there in the catfishing world than there are Joneses for sure. That's for sure. How you doing, sir? And let's see. There's Kevin. Hello, Palmetto Catfish. How you doing? And there's Lisa. Somebody. I don't know who she is. Something I don't know. And there's East Tennessee Whiskers. How you doing? I will be in trouble.
Hey, Lisa.
Catfish with us. Hello, Dan. How you doing? Good to see you, sir. Creo. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you in here tonight, as always. How's that going? Dustin with Team Snagging Whiskers. Well, good evening, everybody. Steve, Mark. Man, he's got everybody listed in there. And Lisa. Man, Crappy Darren. How you doing, sir? We'll get down to the bottom. There's Mr. Gimpy gimping around tonight. How you doing, sir? Am I missing anybody?
You're missing Wannabe.
Hey, Catfish.
Oh, Wannabe. Hey, Aaron. How you doing? I'm trying to get through this thing. There's Jerry. How you doing?
Crappie Day, Darren. Chris
Crappie,
and V.
Darren. Give me a break now. Don't get me.
Well, you said
You're way ahead of
everybody.
They're chatting faster than I go. Oh, is that Darlena? Verlena. Excuse me. I mean Miss V. There we go.
You're just trying to get in trouble, ain't you?
I don't give their answers or nothing right at all. So anyway, guys, we supposed to have 4 in here tonight. Well, 4 of the sponsors of the gathering. We've got 2 here right now. Maybe the other 2 will pop in here in a little bit. We've got Ctfish and pRO that's supposed to be coming in. And also, we're supposed to have Aaron with Takedown Rod Holders, but they're not in here, so it's their loss. And hey, Steve and Matt and Mark's game, they got plenty of time to talk tonight for sure. But right now, real quick, like we want to talk about one thing really quick to talk about. Saturday is going to be the Doc Demon tournament. This is going to be a heck of a fun tournament, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but it's where you can take we call it they're Doc Demons. It can be a 4 foot or less rod, and you have to buy a combo, so you can't put a great big reel on there. It has to be a combo that you buy. So the Doc Runners, they got Doc Runners, Doc Demons. It can be a combo set that is 4 foot or shorter. Okay, so and you can put whatever pound test line you want to on it, and we're going out and we're catfishing with those, and whoever catches the most
And
catfish,
carp.
our carp, I was about to say that, our carp is the winner. And man, I'm gonna tell you something. I think it's gonna be a fun time to see everybody out there catfishing with these little Doc Runners or Doc Demons. I know we're going for we have put 20-pound braid on ours, and we're going for big catfish. We don't care if we win or not. We just want to see how big of a catfish we can catch on a 4 foot. We have the ugly stick. We have, because they're supposed to be unbreakable, so we have the ugly stick Doc Runners, which are 3 foot 6 inches long. So I think that's going to be fun for our team. Steve, what have you got for yours? What type of combo do you got? I know, Randy, you got the same thing.
I run the Doc Runner.
Yeah, Doc Runner. So
Yep.
it's going to be fun.
And we went out practicing last weekend, and I'm telling you, that is a blast. I mean, we fish them all year round, but trying to fish these bigger carp,
Yeah.
man, you're in for a fight.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be fun. Randy, I guess you're running all Doc Runners also.
We are running all Doc Runners.
Yeah,
Got my 3, and she'll have her 2.
So it's he against she.
You got it.
Wait a minute. You got 3, and she's only going to get 2. Now, how's this working out?
That was my choice.
That was her choice.
Oh, okay.
He likes the handicap like I do.
She figures
Well, that way when she beats me,
yeah,
which I anticipate, she can rub it in because she beat me with 2 versus 3. And if
That's the
I
best part.
could happen to be the blind hog that finds an acorn, and I beat her, she'll say, "Well, I just had 2 rods, so you had 3." So it's a win-win for her.
See, Steve, they're newlywed. They got married the weekend of the gathering. So, and you can tell he's letting her get away with a whole lot more, talking about how she's going to beat him and all that stuff. So,
I mean, it is true. I've watched all their videos. I mean, he's definitely the net man, kind of like you are for Woody.
mercy.
Yep.
Oh yeah. It's just because you'd be the net man if you had any friends.
I got a net man. His name's Bert.
He has one.
So, anyways, this is going to start at 9 a.m. Eastern time this Saturday and end at 3 p.m. You can fish from the dock. You can fish from the bank, boat, kayak, any way you want to. It's the most fish wins. Any type of bait you want to fish with, but you can only use 3 Doc Runners. We didn't want to say 6 and everybody have to go out and buy a bunch of these Doc Runners. So, Doc Demons, whatever you want to say. And we don't care what brand name it is, as long as it is a bought from whatever store that is a combo that is 4 foot or less.
If you've got any questions, ask me or Lisa or Daryl. We'll be glad to tell you whether it qualifies or not or whatever.
Yes,
Now, wait
Chrissy.
a minute. They got to ask the blind referee, John Parker.
Well, yeah, but they can get a hold of us before the tournament. They can't get a hold of, John's a different story.
Hey,
Guys,
is this different from the regular
Y'all probably had
tournament?
never heard of our tournament we're doing. We've got the the live fishing league. Everything's serious. Everybody's trying to win money and all this. But we came up with the WOTS tournaments, which is we've got 7 tournaments. It's the way out there tournament series. So it's going to be fun tournaments, Doc Runners. We're going to do some jug fishing, every type, different ways to have fun. And you always got to have a good referee. And everybody hollers the referee's blind. Well, we got John Parker. So If
We
you don't
literally
like-
have a blind referee.
we got a blind referee, so you know he's gonna watch all the footage and see if anybody has any complaints. He will be it. And if he don't work, we've got a backup. You want to tell him who the backup is?
That is real and virtual outdoors, Mr. Troy.
And he said if he's got to stand up and make any ruling on anything, then he's out. So, right, you don't know it. Troy is wheelchair bound, and he makes that to be the best of it. He doesn't hide it, and he's really fun with all that stuff. So these guys, they what would you say? Embrace their shortcomings as I do mine and go with it. So that's great. Or handicap, should say. But anyway, so guys, tonight is the last night. We have 2 spots left. So, yep, there, and we got the trophy. Show this big fancy trophy. Whoever wins gets this big. Go ahead.
If you win, you get this nice plastic trophy, gold plated. It's embossed with letters on the bottom of it. It says you're a winner, and got a picture of a cart just in case. Just look at this.
It is.
Look how exquisite it is.
Was that made by the
If you win
keeper
the
of?
towel,
Look around it.
That was
okay,
a good one.
that's enough of the 16th trophy. Now then, show the towel with our logo. They'll get also. There you go. Way out there.
Nice.
Tournament series. Now everybody's going to want a towel like that.
Mhm.
So anyway, guys, if you got anybody wants to get it, we've got 2 spots left. We just run 16 or 18 spots, and we've got 16 right now. We've only got 2 left, and tonight's the last night to get in it. It's just, guys, if you're in it for the seriousness, don't get in this because everything and anything is going to go in this. We are doing this just to have a good time, so and to win that big trophy that Randy sponsors there. So, all right, so enough
Got a
of that.
spot for it right there.
There you go. So let's talk about the reason we got Mr. Steve Douglas and Matt and Mark on here is because of the gathering that's coming up on May the 16th, 17th, and 18th. And man, Steve, this has been something that I had a dream of, and man, it started out slow and then not real slow. The first year we had a really good turnout, and then the second year Steve came in and seen what we was doing, and he came in and made it really help grow. Steve, do you want to talk about when you first came in and what you thought about it and what made you wanted to get in on this?
Just the fun. There's no stress. It's just all a bunch of guys down there having fun and
Yeah,
doing what they love to do. And that's the best part about it. If you get in there and get serious about it, it's not fun. You don't take the fun out of it.
absolutely.
But just getting to hang out with people, it's kind of like the Ctfish conference. You get to hang out with people, and
Yeah.
it's like a family reunion if you say anything about it. I would say.
That's the way I look at it. We wanted to do something that was fun, and we do have a contest, which is everybody's going to be fishing anyway at times, but we wanted to do something that didn't cost a dime, and but we wanted to have food on Saturday, and that nobody had to pay for. We take donations; people wanted it. We did a big fish contest, and we wanted to give away door prizes, stuff like that. We just wanted to have a place. My dream was just have a place for everybody to come, hang out, have a good time. And it's been mostly just a Saturday, but this year we are actually going to have a bonfire at the campsite. So
That
that's
sounds
going to be
fun.
fun. We're going to do that on Friday night. So on Friday at night, we're going to have a bunch of firewood down there. We have rented. What we have is a big area. Actually, I can bring that up. Let's see.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Can we bring it closer to Utah?
No.
No, it's right, real close for us. It ain't no problem.
So can y'all see my cursor on here? Right in here at the bottom where all the campsites are down here on this. Is my cursor showing up right there?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Anyway, if you can see, it's 5:13. Let me see what it says. 512, 13, 504, 503. All that down at the bottom is a campsite area, and it's a huge area. And I've got all those spots rented down there at the bottom, and the water is deep right there too. So good for catfishing. And we're going to do a bonfire there on Friday night. I will be over across. If anybody needs anything, if you see the P where it says parking at right there, I will be on the left side. It says P on parking right there. I wish my cursor would show on there, but I guess it won't. But anyway, where it says a P over there on the left, I will be right there on the lake up against. I have a lakeside campsite. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, if anybody has any questions about that, what's going on, they can come over there and see me. I'll be driving a black Dodge Ram, and I also have my silver Dodge Ram. I'll be pulling my camper and my boat, so that'll be there. We're going to actually try to park the old Ranchero down there on the river. We got the monster rod holder Ranchero. It's going to have rod holders on the back. Got that thing running pretty good today. I messed with it today. We're going to drive it up there, and we're going to put rod holders on the back of that thing, monster rod holders on the back of it. And whoever wants to put their chair in the back of it, it's going to be backed up right to the lake. I think that's going to be a fun thing to have. Steve's going to be sending me a couple rod holders and some stickers to go on the door also. We're going to sticker that thing up, and it's just going to be a fun time. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time, guys. We have gotten enough donations this year. We're doing the big fish contest as always. $1,000 for first place, $500 for second place, $250 for third place, $125 for fourth place, and $75 for fifth place. And this year, you're going to, as always, you get your number up at Pavilion 4. It starts on a Friday morning at 8 a.m. You can get your number up to Pavilion 4, and it'll have the rules on the back, and you will weigh it. We're not going to do a tape measure anymore. We did that because of kayakers, but we only have about one kayaker at most ever come. So this time you're going to weigh it. So it'll be the heaviest fish. You'll have to take a picture of the scales and the number and of the fish all at the same time. However that works out best. Get you a partner or somebody to help. But you'll hold it up. The scale will have the number. It'll have to show the fish, and then your number that we have given you to make sure. Because we do that because we want to make sure you're there to at the gathering to do it. It costs not one dime to be in it. So. But Steve, I appreciate you being in it and donating what you have, letting us come to. I want to tell you guys, CatCon has made a huge difference for us getting the word out there, getting the word out to sponsors. Everybody's seeing it. Once again, this year we'll have a lot of door prizes thanks to our sponsors. We'll, like I say, the largest fish contest, or the biggest fish contest. Plus, we're catering in the barbecue. That's all going to be free also. So I say it's a fun event.
That's one of the best parts.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with good.
Another great thing about it is you can show up without a boat. You can show up without fishing equipment. You can show up. You can fish off the bank. You can. I guarantee you, if you want to get out on the boat, there's somebody there that has a boat that will take you out.
Yeah.
And all you got to do, and don't be afraid to walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, man, I'd like to fish with you for a couple, 3 hours."
Absolutely, please do. I mean, I know a lot of people. I had a lot of people that at CatCon would say, "Hey, I didn't want to bother. I didn't want to bother you, but I want to come and say, hey, bother me, guys. That's why I'm there. That's why we go to CatCon. I'm nobody. I am absolutely not anybody but just another fisherman like you. Yeah, we do the YouTube stuff, but hey, I'm no celebrity. I'm just Daryl Morris wanting to get out and have time. Come over to my campsite. Don't come if the lights are off and everything. Don't come over there because I'm sleeping. 2 o'clock in the morning. Come over and say, hey, I'd like to go out. Is there anybody that can take me out? We'll find somebody that'll take you out. If you want to go out on a boat, I'll take you out. I'm sure Steve would take you out. And, we've got a lot of people coming. I know Bob said he would take people out. Bobcat Outdoors, Brandon with Fish Shizzle. There's going to be a lot of people with boats there that will take you guys out. Yep, Randy's going to be taking people out. I forgot about that, but
I'm jealous.
Anybody that's coming, if you guys want to go out on the Tennessee River, that's, to me, I've been on several different rivers. It's one of the most beautiful rivers I've ever been on. Steve, you can say what about that more. Is that one of the more beautiful rivers you've been on? Is down the gorge and down on the Tennessee River there?
Me, Steve, or him, Steve?
I'm sorry, you Steve. I'll call him Hooker. You're Steve.
Okay. Yeah, Tennessee River's a great fishery. A lot of good scenery there. Yeah, it's you can catch fish when you're down there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. It's a great fishery.
But Steve, I know you got some stuff coming out, and that's why we asked you guys on, because you guys are great sponsors. And I know you said, you just telling me earlier, I know you've been letting people know you're coming out with some rods, but that's going to be a little later on, right?
Yeah.
In the fall.
It'll be the monster rods.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It'll be our second edition. We've had them out before, but we've redesigned them and coming out with something new.
Oh, well, that's awesome. So
That's awesome.
Have you got anything? I know you came out last year with the new, was it Wrangler rod holders? Is that what?
Ranger.
Yeah, Ranger.
Yeah, I don't have too much. I don't have anything new this year. We've been so busy with CatCon and getting over that.
Right. Okay.
Now my other dilemma I'm in. So
I know.
Well, hey, on a side note, did I tell you? I've mentioned to you about my monster dilemma before, haven't I?
Oh yeah, we know all about that.
Well, I won that.
Good. That is awesome.
Signed the stuff yesterday. So
heck yeah, that's awesome, guys. I don't know if y'all know it. People were trying to take away their monster rod holder name, and just found out that is awesome. That's freaking awesome. I mean,
heck yeah.
I don't know how they thought they could take that away, but
because they got billions of dollars.
Yeah, they got billions of dollars. So
yeah.
If you guys can think about who else has that name, you'll know who was doing it. I don't know if Steve wants to say who was doing it, but that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. That is. I know that's a load off of your mind for sure.
Oh yeah. Now I can pay attention to what I'm doing and grow the business more.
There you go, buddy.
Congrats, bro.
So, heck yeah, that makes me happy as can be, guys. I tell people, when I've got the sponsors that out there that I'm working with sponsor, I'm loyal to a fault, I guess. I mean, I feel like I'm part of them, and when they have good news, it makes me feel good also. So that is dang awesome. Congratulations. All right, well, guys, we also have with us tonight, like I say, Mr. Mark and Matt with StayAliveStringers.com. They are one of our new sponsors this year, and these two guys are really good guys. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Doing well.
Yeah. And I was in a booth next to these guys at CatCon, and they was seeing everybody come up to our booth, and I was telling them about what it was, and there's, man, these folks, I guess they like you, but they sure do jump on you a lot when they come up. I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy that everybody likes to mess with for sure. So I talked to them about this, and man, they were ready to jump on, and they was like, yeah, this sounds like something great. So I thank you guys. This is your first year, and we really appreciate you guys coming on and being a sponsor of the gathering for sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely glad to be a part of it.
Yeah. And I asked you guys to come on tonight because you guys are a relatively new company and that a lot of people might not know. So if you guys, I know you've got some of your product there, and you want to talk about why you developed this product and what got you going with it, and just start from the start. And hey, you've got the floor. Go with it.
All right. Quick side note, Steve, we need the vendor for 2026 paperwork.
Hey, these guys, Steve told me, they said this has been the best we've ever did, so they were excited.
Yeah, take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves. So yeah.
Well, you guys have got a really unique, innovative product, and that's what catfishing needs: is new, innovative products. I mean, you can sell the same rattle all day long, but I like companies like yourself that think outside the box and make something innovative.
Thank you.
So I guess so. Yeah. I can talk honestly. So before we come on, it was like, where'd this idea come from? So I guess the background before we get into the actual items. My wife is to blame in part for this. I mean, she is a inspiration in part for this. Um, so she does not like fish. She doesn't like anything to do with fish. But we have an understanding that I can fish as much as I want, whenever I want, however long I want, as long as, and this is a quote, you don't bring those smelly things into my house. So that's kind of the genesis, because I don't bring my fish home. All my catches are either release or giveaway. Matt is actually my nephew, and when we're fishing together, he'll bring the catches home. If I'm out by myself, which occurs quite frequently, there's other fishermen on the bank. I'll give my catch to them. I love providing some fish to a family that can, they can take them home and feed their family a couple of meals out of it. For me, that's awesome. So going back about 4.5 years now, something like that.
5 years ago.
I was out fishing by myself. It was a Saturday. Normally, there's all kinds of people in this spot. And I've been fishing since I'm like 8 years old, and was putting fish on the stringer like everybody does. And the way, I mean, if you ask somebody, how do you stringer a fish? Well, you go through the gills, or, the cat guys will, spear that lower jaw. I had a nice, probably 7.5 pound cat on, and I'd run it through the gills, and she's out in the water, and I happened to look over, and she was starting to roll up, belly side up. So I got her in real quick, got her off the stringer, worked her a little bit, and fortunately, I caught her soon enough that she revived and swam off. That was kind of that, and the fact that when I looked around, I realized that had I not seen that when I did, because I had nobody to give that catch to, had she died on that stringer, I would have destroyed and wasted a very valuable resource. Because 7 pound cat's not a channel is a decent sized channel. The fact that I almost destroyed that resource just kind of hit a nerve with me. And so I just sat there the rest of the night mulling over ways to put a cat on a stringer and not injure or kill it. Because if they don't die on the string and you release them, after you pull that out of the gills, there's a high probability that fish is not going to survive after that.
I've seen plenty of times where I've caught a fish and thought, well, if I catch enough, I'm going to make a meal and have one fish on a stringer. And at the end of the night, I just wind up with one fish and was going to let it go. And
yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah. So just that kind of aha moment that the realization that I could have wasted a resource, that just, like I said, it just kind of struck a nerve. And I sat on the bank the rest of the night drinking my coffee, didn't catch anything, but I just started running scenarios through my head. How can we harness or restrain this fish without going through the gills and without harming them? And I played with several different ideas. For everything that I could think of a way for the fish to get out of it. But I kept coming back to the tail. What about the tail? And so my first thought was, well, I'll just get some, 50, 60, 80 pound tests. I'll put a loop around it, draw it down tight, and put them out in the water. And then I realized, well, that fish line is probably going to cut through the skin if they're out there pulling on it. So I was like, well, that's not going to work. But I couldn't get away from the tail. So from there, we experimented with.
Let's back up just a little bit.
Okay.
So when he got home, and I think it was either that night or the next day, he calls me and says, "Matt, I got a crazy idea." I'm like, "Go figure." Kind of like you guys with Daryl. Go figure. So he said he had thought explained what had happened, and said I want to try and figure out a way to secure or harness the catfish by the tail. And I said, well, let's see what we can figure out. So it was about a year
Yeah.
of trying different things, different materials, different ideas.
Yeah. I lost track of all the different things that we tried, materials, configurations. And we ended up with a single loop, and we put it on the catfish, and it sort of kind of held, but they could pull out of it. And then we had some prototypes with us. We were out on the bank. We were still with just the single loop. We tried a couple of different fasteners that would try to anchor it down, not working. And then I'm just like, well, what if we did two of them? So I took apart one of the ones that we were trying. We rigged it up real quick, and we came up with a two loop system. We put it on. We had a good size cat, bigger than what we would normally keep. But because we were testing, we went ahead and put it on there. It was on the stringer for at least an hour.
Yep, about an hour.
There was about a 3-foot drop to the water. There was good current. When we grabbed the stringer and pulled them in, she was still on there. We lifted her up over the bank. It was still on there. We carried it by the stringer like this over 100 yards back to the vehicle. We got up to the vehicle, and she's flopping around, and it was still on there. And that's when we kind of looked at each other and went, this is going to work. Yep. And so we just started fine tuning it from there. So I guess by way of demonstration, and this is kind of, so if you can imagine this being the tail of the catfish, the flare here, that bony structure is a part of the component. So you open it up, you put it on, you draw it down tight, so you can see how that's on there. You take the second one, you open it up, you put it on, you draw it down tight, and then you just kind of tweak them a little bit because they're going to be flopping around on you. Now the stringer's on the tail. They can swim with that on their tail. They will swim out to the end of the stringer. We don't have the bank line, do we? We got a bank line. Yep. So what we've seen is they'll typically just swim out to the end, go to the bottom, pull on it a few times, and stop. Some of them, because they don't know what's on their tail, they'll kind of hang out at the surface. So the second step, I'm backtracking here a little bit. So the harness is there. We clip into our stringer line here. And then about every foot, there's another loop. So your next fish would go here. The purpose
That's awesome.
Thank you. The purpose is to get away from the pack and stack of a traditional stringer. So depending on the length as to how many you can get on there, but it feeds out. And again, every foot or so, there's another loop. And then you got a clip at the end that you can just wrap around whatever. If they hang out at the surface, generally what I'll do is I'll just grab the stringer line up at shore, and I'll just do that a little bit, just that little bit of movement like that. When they feel that tug on their tail, they'll fight that, and they'll start trying to pull it. And when they start pulling, I just let it run. At that point, they can figure out that they can swim. And then they'll just dive down, pull on it a few times, and then typically they just lay there till you bring them back in for the next fish, or you're done fishing and you get ready to take them off. So that's the bank system.
So when we first started, this was our only product. The stringer, we had a 10-foot. We have a 10-foot that holds 5 fish and a 15-foot that holds 8 fish. That was our first two products, just two variations of the same product. Right. That's what we started with. So since then, and this won best new fishing accessory at Catfish Conference in 2023. Yep. So that was a big boost for us.
So that is also now available in glow in the dark. So it looks white in the light, but will glow green when it gets dark. It'll glow for about 4 to 6 hours, and you hit it with the flashlight, or the guys that are doing the glow show with the black lights, that'll shine in the black light.
That's awesome.
And then we added our Patriot line, which is our red, white, and blue. And again, those are both available in the 10 and 15 foot. And those are approximate lengths because everything we do, we hand cut, hand tie ourselves. So we're measuring out that 1 foot, hand tying the knots and whatnot. So the lengths may vary slightly, but it's going to be very, very close to the 10 feet.
Wait a minute. What? So you're saying these are all made in U.S. of A?
Yep.
These are all made at my dining room table.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. That's cool.
Referred to as the Stay Alive Stringer.
It's the production facility, the corporate offices, the HR office. My wife is our corporate chef, so she cooks for us quite frequently. Everything is at my dining room table.
Hand cut, hand tied, hand assembled. We get the paracord from a company here. We get our clips from a company here. Our little black caps that kind of work so you got a way to hold and open them and close them. So these caps actually create friction on the rope so that they won't. Again, you got to intentionally pull on these to loosen them or tie them down. So these are from a company actually in Ohio.
Yep. So we had the kayak. Yep. So from going to all the different shows we've done, we've talked to several different people that boat fish, kayak
Bunch
fish,
of tournament guys.
a lot of people that do the tournaments. And they said, we really like your stuff, but we need something for our live well, something for the boats. So we did our research, figured out what a culling system was all about. And so we released a 3-pack and a 5-pack culling system for the live well. And we recently upgraded those. So they all have the different colored peg floats on them. It's got our double harness system. So those go on the tail of the fish. That floats around. We have a culling card. So these are all the different colors, all camouflage. And then we have a culling card so you can keep track of what fish is on which float. So it's easier to get them out of there, easier to call them out.
Those cards are laminated, and you get a dry erase marker with it as well.
And then, so those,
That's great thinking.
we get those from Giant Tamer. We have a new collaboration with them. These are just a very high quality EVA peg float. And then another group of fishermen that we've had a lot of conversation with are kayakers. A lot of them were saying, we really love what you got, but I don't want a 10 or a 15-foot line dragging behind my kayak. So we made a shortened version of that. It's about between 4 and 5 feet long, and it holds 3 fish. Those have been pretty popular with the kayak fishermen. And then we also had some people that, one in particular, I got a phone call of a guy that accidentally dropped his rod and reel over the side of his kayak when he was trying to bring a fish in on his other rod and reel. So I jumped online, did some research, and now we have a kayak accessory leash. It's got the same loop system that can go over your paddle, your pole, fishing rod, your bump boards.
Run it through the handle on your tackle bag, and then run this up through the loop. So you create a double loop down, and you can capture the handle on your tackle bag.
It's got the carabiner clip to clip into your kayak instead of having that little spring clip on it.
And it's
about 3 feet long.
Yeah, 4 foot.
So, and then one last product that we'll show you.
I know a guy that needed that for his bait board the other day.
Yeah, there you go. So,
Bob, can't you know somebody like that? Just asking. Go ahead.
So one last product to show you. As Mark said earlier, we buy our paracord in 1,000-foot spools, and we always had these odd lengths of leftover paracord that just wasn't big enough for anything. And for a long time, we were just throwing it away. Well, then we kind of went, we're wasting money. We're throwing money in the trash can. So again, got online and did some surfing, and it's all these rod ties with the Velcro. They wrap around, and I said, well, we can do that. We can do better than that. So we developed our rod ties. It's that same loop system. It's just got a knot on the end of it, so that opens up and I don't have my rods with me.
Pretend that's the end of your
So you
two-piece
just
rod.
put that over the rod, snug that down. That's not going to open up until you manually open it yourself.
Please.
Yeah, if you want to grab it. So these work on the two-piece rods. I use them on my one-piece rods. All my catfishing rods are one-piece. I use them to bundle the tips of the rods together so they're not flopping around in my car or between my car and the river bank and back and forth. We took some scrap that we had and made some of these, and I think we had 50 packs of them. You get 2 of these in a pack. We did 50 packs of them at a little show that we did, and we sold out on the first day. So now
Nice.
we actually produce these on purpose. So, and they've become a pretty hot seller.
Yep.
These are available in the orange, the glow in the dark, and our Patriot. And here's a rod with that on there.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And it's been nice at shows because, if we're at shows that are not catfish specific, some of our stuff it's not universal for all fishermen, but this is. So this.
Oh yeah, trout rods, everything.
So that's what that looks like there.
So if we're at a show and like Matt said, we get a bass fisherman comes up, I'll just flat out tell them, we're targeting cats, and there's a couple other
Mr. Gimpy.
Yeah, and there's a couple other fish that this will work on, but our stuff won't work on your bass because I don't want to sell you something that's not going to work. But we do have the rod ties, and that always piques their interest. And then we actually had a lady buy some for her poles, and then she come back and bought a set because she was going to bundle her cross-country ski poles with them,
right,
for carrying. The last show we were at, we had a guy was interested in possibly using them on his practice arrows when he had them in the quiver, so they weren't all flopping around when he was carrying them around. So they're very versatile. And again, we feel very blessed to be where we are with this.
Absolutely.
So,
well, if somebody wanted to buy some from you, where would they go?
StayAliveStringer.com. All one word. Now that's backwards.
That's backwards, but
I don't know how.
No, that's not on us. It's perfect on us.
Okay.
So, yep. So StayAliveStringer.com. All one word. You can order right from the website. Everything is pictured on there. Now, if you wanted rod ties and something other than the orange in the comment section, you can just indicate if you want glow in the dark or if you want the Patriot. The same is true with the bank stringers. You can just comment that you want the glow or the Patriot. The website right now, we've been trying to get caught up from being at shows and stuff, so we'll be updating the website here. But just a quick leashes for kids. It's funny you said that.
For Lena, so my 19-year-old daughter works at a daycare, and she was like, we were like, this would work perfect when you're taking the kids out for a walk. You got to keep them together. So you put that on one kid's wrist, that on another kid's wrist, flip them into the stringer line, and you can have a whole parade of kids walking along.
The teacher can hold that. Not what we've always said, once you buy it, it's yours, and how you use it's up to you. We design them for fishing. So
well, if we're gonna put those kids in leashes like that, let's don't use the orange. That looks too much like the JFL orange. Let's do the Patriot or something.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
There's been several suggested uses for these that we won't share on here.
How come you guys ain't in Walmart yet with your stringer? That's pretty cool idea.
Part of it is because
we're not large enough to meet the kind of demands that they would want from us, and there are a lot of challenges that come with working with them.
We wouldn't be opposed to doing that.
Right. It's just
we're
not
right
we're
now.
not
This
there.
is the production crew.
Yep.
That you're
You
looking
need to
at.
recruit some minions to tie at your dinner table
Yeah.
there.
That's right.
Yep.
Well,
So,
I mean, you're
well,
both
and
married, right? I mean, that's doubling your workforce right there.
what's
Right.
that?
I
Yeah.
said you're both married, right? That doubles
Yeah.
your workforce
Yeah.
right there.
My wife does help us out, and
Yeah,
Mark's daughter does help us
Yep.
out occasionally.
Yep.
Mark, tell
Usually
your wife that it don't stink yet. Then you
Well, and
didn't
we're in the finals. I'm sorry.
Didn't you say she didn't want your fish in the house because they stink?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're also in the final stage of waiting for our patent. We've
Nice.
been waiting under a provisional. So once we get the final full patent, then that will open some doors for us, just a little higher. The provisional gives you some protection, but it's not quite the same as a full patent. So that full patent would be maybe for licensing and some of those things. So we're just not quite there yet.
And
so
navigating, getting into Walmart or the big box stores, that's something we would definitely need some guidance with that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So.
Licensing might be your better bet anyway.
What's that?
Licensing. Might be better.
We've not taken anything off the table, but we also don't want to outpace ourselves. So, and that would be that would be something that would not be good. So,
cool idea. Did y'all win an award at the CatCon?
We did, our first year when you did the
new product showcase.
The new product showcase.
It was the best new fishing accessory at the show that year.
We show that plaque at every show. We have that plaque on the table every show we do.
Awesome.
And that's, for us, that was our first time ever at CatCon. We had released our product originally at a show in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is where we're from, basically where we live. And then we found out about CatCon, and to come down there and be judged by the people that are well known in the industry, some of the top names that everybody knows, for them to select our product as best new fishing accessory was a very humbling experience. We're both very proud of that award, and like you said, we show that plaque off every chance we get.
One of the few times I've been speechless.
Well, innovative products deserve that. Like I say, there's so many people out there selling those rattles and demon dragons. They're all the same thing. They're just putting a different name on it. But you guys actually had some thinking and engineering behind it and made a innovative product, which I really respect.
I mean, I would have never thought that we would be where we are. It was just for me, it was just this and to be honest, I didn't think we were going to do anything with it. It was something that was like, well, this is a cool idea. It's something, that maybe we would do just, for ourselves. And then, we were talking and I was talking to some other people I fish with, and they're like, you should do something with that. And
that's how it starts.
Yeah. And then we just like, okay, let's, worst case scenario, we spend some money and nothing happens. Best case scenario, it takes off and we've got a decent, legitimate business, and I'll have to come out of retirement. So
I tell my wife every time we get online orders, every time I package an order to ship out, I always tell my wife, I'm like, well, there's one more stringer close to being millionaires.
There you go.
So our kind of long-term ultimate goal.
Yeah.
So back when we first started doing this, we were sitting in the kitchen here, and we were just high in the sky talking about stuff. And one of the things that I had mentioned was this would be something that we could possibly partner with one of the area services for
special needs
adults. And we were like, yeah, that'd be cool. We could do that. And then we didn't think too much about it. And then a little bit later on, it's okay if I go into
Yeah, I can tell him. If you
Okay,
want.
yeah.
So my son, he was autistic and cognitively impaired. So he finished high school through the special education program, and then he was in a program that used to be called RITS. They've changed the name, but it's a post-secondary program for uh, disabled adults, physically and mentally disabled adults. They teach them life skills, but they also do job placements in the community. So they're pushing carts at Meyer. They're helping clean the common areas at a hotel, that kind of thing. Um, so 3 years ago, my son also had epilepsy. And so 3 years ago, he actually passed away from a seizure in his sleep. He was
Sorry to hear that.
20. He was 22 years old. Um, so that's kind of been our catalyst of, when we get to the point where we can have employees, we want them to be the young adults that age out of that program. They can only be in that program until they're 26 years old. Then they age out, and then there's nothing for them. Hopefully by that point they found a job placement that they could get into. But some of them are not going to get to that point. So our ultimate goal as far as having a production team would be to have these challenged adults that have aged out of that program locally that can come in and we can pay them a fair wage. We don't want to have these people come in and work for $5 an hour. We want to pay them a competitive wage, have a meaningful job that they can come in and they can tangibly see the fruits of their labor every day. Whether they're living independently or in a group home or they're still living with their parents, whatever that looks like for them, they can have a job that they can come to every day and have purpose beyond sitting at home or sitting at the group home doing nothing.
Yeah, and so like I said, so when we had that initial conversation, and because of his son, it was like, well, this is something that maybe those adults could do, and we're like, oh yeah. We didn't really think much about it, and then when his son passed, for me, it was a hands down, no question asked. When we get to the point where we need to hire somebody, um, that needs to be our workforce. And we need to work. We would work with the agencies that work with those adults and figure out the best way to make that happen. But my personal, at this point, I guess, pie in the sky, because we're a ways from that yet. But ultimately, I would love to have an entire workforce of young adults that are involved in that program or having graduated that program. And these are adults that are overlooked and misunderstood, and they're amazing young people, and it would be an honor to have them as our employees.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Are y'all on Facebook?
Yeah, we're on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. My grandson's autistic, so I know kind of like where you're at there. It's and you just never know what type of ability they're going to have. He's just 3 years old. He's super brilliant, but there's just a lot of things that he can't do, But
Noah was moderate to high functioning autistic, and with some of the stuff that we do with our stringers, he would excel.
Yeah,
because it's what you see with autistic a lot of times is they can get very focused on one thing, and they do it the same way every single time. So when you tell them this is the way to do it, they're going to do it that same way every time.
Exactly. Yep.
So, and there's pride. I think what I saw with my son and with his classmates is they take more pride in their work than anybody else, than the quote unquote normal person.
Yeah. With him, he's 3 years old, but everything has to be meticulous. Everything has to be done perfect. I mean, just
The steps that are involved
Yeah.
just plays perfectly into that mindset. So
Yeah.
one of these days we'll be able to do that.
That's awesome, man.
That's great. That's great. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on and telling your story and everything like that.
We
That's
appreciate
really
that,
awesome deal. And thank
I
you
wasn't
guys.
seeing too many of the comments, but if anybody had any questions before you move on, we'd be glad to answer any questions.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions while we're talking about some other stuff, we will for sure get that going. But I really appreciate what you guys are doing for the gathering. And I know y'all are looking at it as it helps you guys and helps us. Like I was telling y'all, it's like a co-op way I look at it. Whenever you're uh, got a sponsor or whatever, I mean, you want to work hand in hand. It's not, hey, will you come do a sponsor and then I walk away. That's just not the way you do it when you get a sponsor. When somebody believes in what you're doing and believes in your product or what it is they're sponsoring out there, you're supposed to care and show gratitude and try to push them up also. And that's what I always try to do. I've always said you can't pay somebody to care. They're just not going to. But that's something we want to do is care about every sponsor that we have out there product. No, not one more than other. I want to push every one of them out there. You guys are really good guys, and guys, if you guys can look into their stuff, and there's something they've got to have that you would want, whether it's to tie together the rods or hold something on your kayak. And like I say, even if and this sounds crazy, but if you don't have a attached bait board, Bob and Brandon were going. And the reason I said this a while ago, Bob and Brandon was out on the boat the other day. Brandon started to cut a piece of bait on Bob's bait board on the side of the boat. He pushed the piece of bait, the whole bait board and everything went overboard, gone.
Yeah.
But it had one of your attachments on there, you'd have had it. So,
Right.
That's painful.
Bob, shut up. See, this is how I always get picked. My name should be Rodney Dangerfield because I get no respect at all. That's not a question, Bob. That's a smart aleck statement, and I don't appreciate it. I resemble that remark. But anyway, so we appreciate you guys, Steve. I appreciate you, and for what you've done and came on and took interest on this. People was asking why the banner was running across, and I'm gonna throw that banner back up there about the Cash App and the PayPal. Let's see if I can bring it up. We had Miss B do us something very awesome, guys. And I know you guys have seen this. This is a Monopoly board.
Beautiful.
I call it Fishopoly. It has every single one of our sponsors on the board. And it even has our YouTube sponsors on there. And it plays just like you would play Monopoly. I don't really appreciate that they put me in jail on it, but they did. I'm the guy in jail. So I don't know why she thought that was so funny that she put me in jail. There I am, bang, snag in jail, but that's the go to jail area there.
And
No,
I
The
will
can't
say
catch no fish area.
I know
I'm just honored to be there. So
Verlina said that her favorite logo to do on that board was our logo. She absolutely loved working on that one.
yeah.
She had some other choice words that I heard.
Well, we took that as praise, right?
Hey, Marlena would never say anything bad. She's so quiet. But the even the top of the board opens up. Now this was before they got the dividers in it. She sent me pictures of divider and I didn't upload them. That divides and holds all the cards and all the money in the banker area and all that stuff. It's just a beautiful piece of work.
Beautiful work.
Yeah.
And we are raffling this off. So if anybody wants to get in it, it's going to be $10 a ticket, and that's why the Cash App's over running across in the PayPal. You can send me $10 with your name on it, or put your name on there, and we're going to put it in, and we're going to raffle this off. It'll be raffled off the Saturday of the gathering. So we'll take anybody that wants to buy in on a ticket on this. Marlene, I didn't even know she was doing it, and she sent me this. Said this is what I want to do to help raise money for the gathering. And I was like, okay, that's nice. I be honest with you, I thought she had a printer and she was printing it on a Monopoly board. Boy, was I wrong. This is burn in and then hand painted, and I was like, man, that is crazy. And I've looked these things up. These things run over $1,000 for these handmade deals like this, especially doing the customization she done and all. And I was like, well, we need to try to raffle this off. And I really appreciate Miss B for this, and Dan, he worked on it also. He did the wood, putting the wood together and stuff like that.
You mean Chris?
Sir, go ahead.
I said, you mean Chris?
Did I say something? Yeah, Chris. I said
Dan.
You know me, I can't get names right to save my life.
I'm just standing up for my buddy.
Hey, I know there's Smith. That's how everybody. Is anybody in the chat's last name not Smith? I swear we got so many Smiths out there. It's not funny. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, sorry, Chris. But like I say, it's an awesome deal. And if anybody wants to buy a chance on it, they're going to be $10 a ticket. And the last day I'll get them will be on May the 17th. We will draw a ticket at the gathering. And when we meet up there for lunch, we're going to make the last chance at 11 o'clock because I don't want to be trying to fill out tickets and all during the gathering when we're eating with everybody. So the last ticket can be sold at 11 o'clock on May the 17th, and we will draw just before we return thanks at the meal on Saturday. So at 12. So if anybody wants to get in on this and buy a ticket, I know these sponsors want to have a dang board with their name on it for sure.
I want to know why the bass boat guy costs $625. Am I reading that right?
Wait a minute, I got it.
And the chicken liver guy only costs $70.
I'm trying to get off this to see what you guys are talking about. I can't see chat when I'm on this, so
Right there when you right where you pass go.
Yeah.
One side of it pass bonanza.
I thought you was reading something in chat. I do apologize. Let's see. Let me bring that up again.
Bass Boat Bonanza is $425.
Yeah.
Chicken liver landing is $70.
What's up with all the catfish guys on a lower level than the bass guy?
Well, hey, look at the Husky Muskie. Look at the Husky Muskie down there. It's the boardwalk thing.
Because it's way more expensive to bass fish than it is to catfish. So any idiot that bass fishes is gonna buy that because they got more money than they got sense. There you go, Miss Marlene. I took care of that for you. Yes, ma'am. I got you, Miss Marlene.
I'm not too sure how I feel about that chicken liver landing only being $70 because on TikTok I go by chicken liver.
Well, there you go. You're
nice.
Hang on here.
Oh boy, just might get ugly.
You guys see that?
Oh, wait, there you go.
Can't get that one. Chicken liver.
Turn back around. There you go.
That's my TikTok handle.
Oh.
Have to go look you up.
So we allowed somebody from TikTok on YouTube? I don't know about all that.
Right. So.
But no, that's why the cash out we will be taking, like I said, we'll be taking anybody that wants to get buy a ticket on it. We were going to sell them for $20 and only do $100, and I got people saying, "Well, that's not fair because some of us might not can afford $20, and so that's blocking out people." I'm like, you know what? You're right. We're going to do $10, and we'll take as many tickets as we sell, and if we only sell 3, then that's what'll go out on Saturday the 17th. So I hope everybody has a good time with it. Yes, sir.
Chicken liver and Stay Alive Stringer both are on TikTok.
Yes, sir.
So be sure and follow both of them there. Be sure and hook up to them over here and get on it.
Hey, Randy, look at that. I got the correct banners up today with all our sponsors on here.
Are you sure?
Oh, Daryl. See, he always leaves out Chris and B.
Yeah.
What
about the big corporate sponsors? We don't have.
Hold on. Hey, chill out just a second.
No, hurry up.
I get no respect. Just call me Rodney.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is
Thompson Bait and Tackle, Redneck let's see, redneck something. Rednecks, which is Mika
Yeah, Micah
Burkhardt.
Burkhead.
We got Three Nights. We got Fracture Fix, Ryan Bortz, Chris and V, which is Catchfish with us. We got the Awesome Bobcat, Jalopy Hunter Outdoors, Smoky Mountain Catfishing, Muskrat Adventures, Fish Sizzle, which I don't know why he's on there, but Dead Sea Pirates. You got the Swains, and we got LG Bass as our YouTube sponsors.
Ed says someone's missing from that list.
Uh-oh.
Who's missing?
Who's missing, Ed?
Man, I thought I did good. Anyway, guys, we appreciate
You done
that.
better.
What we do is any of the YouTubers that want to be part of this, and we put them on a banner. We take them to CatCon every night on our show. We put these up here, and it's just $50. We'll be doing it again next year. So we appreciate our YouTube sponsors. You guys are awesome. Without you guys and our corporate sponsors, this would not be possible. And here are our corporate sponsors. So you want to read them out also, Brent?
I'll be tickled to death too. B-Cat Boards, which is Brian Boards. Catfish Sumo. We got the Miraculous Monster Rod Holders. They'll hold any rod on any boat. We got Pepsi. Hey, Monster also sells some great nets too, I understand. We got Pepsi supplying us with drinks. Guard Dog. We got Stay Alive Stringers. I don't know where them guys are from.
I heard Michigan. I heard
I've
there's
heard
some
stories about them.
I heard there were just some Yankees from Michigan. Not
Are
sure.
they Michigan or Minnesota?
One of the other. One of
Michigan,
them.
whatever.
It's a Am State.
Like it matters. Blue River Park,
Hey.
Goober Time, Catfish Pro, Catfish Bait, Twitching Whiskers Tackle, Chat Cats, Takedown Rod Holders, and Creole Guide Service. If you want to go out on the charter, we got 3 different guys that operate in 3 different areas.
4.
Creole's Guide Service, Chat Cats, and Goober Time. We'll be glad to get you out there. We've got these great guys also called Tennessee River Adventures.
There you go. That's your 4th one.
That's the 4th one. And then we got
Yeah.
Watt Cycle. Watt Cycle batteries.
So we appreciate all of our sponsors, guys. And if you didn't know, with these guys, if you put in TSO 10, except for with Pepsi and Watt Cycle, you'll get 10% off your order. With Watt Cycle, if you put TSO 6, you'll get 6%. With Pepsi, I don't even know if you'll get an answer, but these folks that do it, but Pepsi is supplying all the drinks, but they didn't give me they're the only ones that didn't give me a discount code to give, and that's okay. Hey, everybody's got their own thing, so we appreciate Pepsi for giving us all the drinks. We've got a friend that works there, and every year gets us the drinks, and we appreciate that. We appreciate all of our sponsors that's worked with us to help give these guys out here, all of our friends that's coming to the gathering and out in chat to get 10% off. So you guys go out there and order all this stuff, and hey, save yourself some money for sure.
And if you don't want to use TSO for some of them, you can always hit Guard Dog Hooker 10 or Blue River Carp Hooker 10, and that'll save you. And you don't have to use Daryl if you don't want him.
At least he's useful more than you.
Okay,
all right, guys. Let's 10, 12.
Since we mentioned we're from Michigan, there's a little known fact. Our state constitution requires that when we tell people we're from Michigan and you're not, we have to do this. Michigan, we're basically right there.
Okay.
State of Michigan, right? The mitten. So that's where we live in Michigan. So
nice.
We're required to do that.
Okay. I heard that.
Not living in Florida. Not.
Well, guys, we appreciate y'all. Like I say, you don't know how much we appreciate you guys sponsoring together. This was just a thought I had, a dream I had to bring a bunch of people together that of like thoughts that enjoyed catfishing. We could get together and have a good time. I say Friday night we'll have a big bonfire. Saturday is the day when we do the barbecue, the door prizes, games, all kinds of stuff. So if you have not made plans to be there, make plans to be there. I have had more people this year tell me they're coming than ever. So we're expecting around 150 people, or at least we bought barbecue for 150 people anyway. So we appreciate everybody that has sent money, that's helped us do the raffles and everything this year. We really appreciate it. We are actually working on next year's the gathering. We've had enough money that we've took up that will pay for everything. So when we sell the raffle tickets on the Fishopoly or Monopoly board, that will all go towards next year. So we have had a gracious amount of people and outpoured for us. It costs us about $6,000 to put this thing on, to do what we want to do. And you guys are the reason we're able to do it, and we really appreciate that for sure. Steve, have you got anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Everybody just come on out and have some fun. It's one of the better times you're going to have, where you don't have to worry about drama. I've never seen any drama there.
Nah.
Other than you and Bobcat.
Yeah, that's it for Bobcat. Oh, and you guys can get your Monster Rod Holder stuff from monsterrodholder.com, right?
Yep. I appreciate you inviting me. I've had a lot of fun since you first invited me, and I look forward to. That's one thing I look forward to every year.
Yeah, it's
I don't have to put it on. You know, that's your baby, so I leave it alone.
Hey, buddy, I appreciate what you did. Like I say, just let me come to CatCon and set up there. That has really opened a lot of doors, and a lot of people sees it and wants to come. And like I say, it's just a co-op. Like I say, it's a lot of people cooperating together for one cause and really having a good time. So
yep,
that's for sure. Mark, Matt, what you got? Any last things you want to talk about?
I just thanks again. We appreciate the opportunity for this evening, and
thanks for letting us in here.
Yeah,
we're excited about being with you guys, and it's all good, man.
Yeah, and they gave us a bunch of door prizes to give out. I'm going to go through what you guys gave me, and if I see anything that we are lacking, I'll let you know. I know you guys said you want to send some more if we need it. Yeah. We appreciate what you gave us to give out door prize, guys. We'll have a lot of door prizes from these guys. I know Steve told me he was bringing in some stuff too, as always he does. And so, man, we're going to have a lot of good stuff and a lot of fun. But, it's not about the door prizes or the free fishing, big fish thing. That's a bonus. The thing of it is getting together, having a good time, talking, and just talking about fishing and having a great time. So Friday night, you guys, if you can get out there, we're going to actually have a bonfire down there, and we can't have a huge fire, but we're going to have it as big as we can without getting thrown off the place. So give something for somebody to do on Friday night also. So, all right. Well, Mr. Hooker, you got anything left for tonight?
Man, I think that was a pretty good show. I'm really jealous I ain't going to be out there to kick it with you guys, because, man, that does sound like a pretty fun get-together every year.
Hey,
and how cool is it that you started with an idea? Like, every one of you guys started with an idea, and here it is, full circle. You're pretty much living your dream. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's how America was built, on dreams,
100%.
Yeah. If somebody will say, "Oh, I've always dreamed about this." I said, that's the way I was with everything I've ever done. I dreamed about it, but I worked hard to get to that dream. And that's if you work hard for something that you really want, if you try hard and work hard, you'll get there somehow. So,
if you want it, you gotta live it.
Do what, Steve?
If you want it, you gotta live it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, for sure. All right, Randy, what you got? You and old Lisa over there.
I don't speak for her, but I am so glad that we got Steve Douglas and Mark and Matt in here tonight. They've got fantastic products.
Absolutely.
That are very impressive. I haven't used a Stay Alive stringer yet, but I will be online ordering one here in just a little bit. I've got 10 monster rod holders though, and I'm going to order 6 more for the back of the boat. And so But these guys, guys, you got great products. We appreciate so much you helping with the gathering and you coming on the show here tonight and telling us about your stuff and showing your stuff. Mr. Douglas, hope you get everything finished, cleaned up, and get things back in order and get your life going after this flood. And Mark and Matt, y'all's deal about the people that you want to hire with the autism and stuff like that, that is huge.
Yeah.
Dude, I greatly appreciate it. One of the happiest people I know, and the guy that puts a bigger smile on my face, his name is Car. And I appreciate what you're saying and doing there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And
Just like
Daryl,
me. Just don't even start on me. Mitch Lacey, you got anything to say?
Steve, I will, this hooker feller, I will send you multiple pictures of all the fun that we were having at the gathering.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so jealous.
I will.
Well, we'll be doing a live anyway.
I will rub it in because I'm really good at that. I'm good at rubbing stuff in, so I will.
Well, you got to be good at something because, I mean, your fishing's not quite up to par. We are getting there, but we got a little bit further to go there.
It's better than yours.
Boy, you better
Well,
stay
we'll
away.
settle this. Hey, we'll settle this Saturday. Saturday, it's on.
We will. I have told everybody whose channel they are on already. Messaging wise, you're stuck with Stan, Steve.
I'm on Stan. Man, I've got a pretty good track record. I usually win if I'm on his station, so you might want to be careful.
Yeah, I did let everybody know.
Nice.
So
I can't wait. I'm excited. Where's Daryl at, though? That's the other question.
he's on his own channel.
Hey, Gippy, you talking about Dieter Milhorn. He is supposed to be at the gathering also. He contacted me and said he is coming. So as far as I know, he will be there. He's wanted to come last year, and he said that he's heard so much about it. He's got it on his calendar, so he should be there this year. He said he wanted to come down and fish the Tennessee River and be part of the gathering. So that's going to be great. Guys, I did not know in the beginning that I was going to have two people on here that had product that was made in the USA, which is an awesome deal. Steve's rod holders are made in the USA, and so Mark and Matt, your product is right here in the USA. So it's always great to see somebody that's got product that's everything's made in the USA. And I mean, you can't always have that, and I understand that, but when you do, that makes you feel good that you're really trying to help some people out. That's got everything that they're selling from the USA. So that is an awesome deal, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you guys. Next week we should have 4 more people on here that are part of the gathering that are sponsors. We're going to try to get all of our sponsors in here because I appreciate them so much for all they do for us and the people that has helped us out. So, guys, it's been a great show, but it's time for us to go. Hey, y'all can stay here, but we're going to go away. So y'all have a great one until next week.
That shoulder heals up quick for you.
Do what?
Hope that shoulder heals up quick for you.
Thank you. Hey, it was in such a bad shape. I'm just glad I got it operated on. They had to repair my bicep, my rotor cuff, 2 different things was torn in it, and then I've got somebody else's shoulder bone in there, so I had to use the cadaver to put it in there. It was so messed up. So, hey, I'm just glad it's fixed. So, once this thing heals up, I'm going to be able to fish again, and Steve can shut his big old mouth. Steve Hooker Thomas can shut his big old mouth about me not being able to catch fish because I ain't even got it but one arm. So, anyway,
I just want you to quit ducking me.
And we're going to get out of here, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great one.